asked for it. Here it is. It's a podcast from Apathetic Enthusiasm.
In this episode, it's been like 12 weeks since we made one of these podcasts. It's frankly, it's good to be back. This is Apathetic Enthusiasm. Hi, Brandon. How are you doing?
Hey, Travis. I'm doing pretty good. I put the top button back on, and I was like, nah, I don't want the top button. I don't want the top button.
No, we're playing it fast and loose here on Apathetic Enthusiasm.
Hell yeah. Welcome back, everybody. People have been, Travis, I got to tell you, people have been itching for this show to come back.
The public outcry of people that are just like, when will we get another episode of Apathetic Enthusiasm? Yes, I know interdimensional RSS is the breadwinner. It's what pays the bills, but
stop talking about Rick and Morty and let's talk about stuff that interests us, right? Let's talk about whatever the fuck it is that you guys do on a daily basis.
By stuff that interests us, it's just the random stuff that comes into your guys' head. Welcome back to Apathetic Enthusiasm. Yes, we have been gone for a while. Some things have changed, but we are making the most of it. And we're glad you're here. We're glad that you downloaded this episode or tuned in on YouTube. If you want to catch up with us, see what we're doing in the random times that we post things, or if you just want to reach out to us and shoot us a note, you can reach us on X at Apathusiast. I am at Jugglemino. I'm going to be real honest with you. I avoid this website completely. I don't go on it anymore. So you could send me something at Jugglemino. I probably won't see it. I ignore notifications. I will probably delete the app in the next 7 days. But you can find Brandon at Barnyard Cruise. He's very active on it. Very active.
So active on it. I post something at least once.
At least once. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/Apathetic Enthusiasm Show. You can email us at apatheticenthusiasmshow@gmail.com. Our Instagram is apathetic_enthusiasm. Actually, a little bit more active on Instagram probably than any of those other socials. Not actually posting things, but we're just there. And then our website, apatheticenthusiasm.com. You can find video versions, as I mentioned, at youtube.com/apatheticenthusiasm. And if you want to check out some bonuses or check out the post show, just support the podcast, you can go to patreon.com/apatheticenthusiasm. Big thanks to all the patrons all the way over there. Brandon.
Yeah, shout out to all of you.
Shout out to both of you. All right, let's get into our first topic, which is semi-pertinent. No, that's the whole show, guys. It's just semi-pertinent news.
That's it. Let's talk about something interesting, Travis. This is our first episode. Why am I yelling?
Last week was so loud from your audio that I couldn't post the post show on Patreon. And then you're like literally yelling into the microphone this episode.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so
sorry, every time you talk, I just adjust the volume down on your levels a little bit further.
Is that right?
No, I stopped doing that after the social media stuff.
Oh, okay. Tell us what you've been up to, Travis, because as you pointed out, 12 weeks or so of Rick and Morty podcast stuff. Our AE listeners have been clamoring to know the scoop.
Are they? Are they clamoring? Yeah,
well, Mark who listen to the show.
I mean, I guess a few things have been going on. I am on an extended temporary assignment with work, so to speak. So I have I am traveling. I guess you could say for the first time ever, I don't know, like in at least close to 20 years, I am living in a lifestyle that is somewhat like bachelor-esque, right? Like where like I'm away from my family. There's a lot going on with my family at home, so I'm very active with keeping up with what's going on there. But like day to day, I go to work, I come back to my little like studio apartment type thing that I got going on here. I am going to the gym more.
Oh.
Getting swole. Nah, it's just getting old. But trying to continue moving and functioning as a human being. And then like having to like cook for myself and do all those things, like, and just like, and then you do all that and you're like, okay, now what? Nobody's come up to me and asked for help with homework, or nobody needs anything fixed. I don't have a lawn to mow.
What to do? What to do?
Let me see if I can figure out what this PlayStation does. I guess I don't know. It's obviously I'm still playing Lorcana. Like I'm not gonna give that up just because I'm traveling. I've been to 3 tournaments in the 2 weeks since I've been here. So that's been great.
That's
yeah.
the thing about that, being on those extended trips where you're just by yourself. You know, like what the. You know, I'm gonna use this time. And I'm gonna be productive. I'm gonna learn a new
so productive
hobby.
I'm gonna learn a new language. I'm gonna...
Everything is gonna be great. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm going to figure out how to sculpt. I'm gonna be a sculptor by the time this trip is over, and then by day 2, you watched a couple of YouTube videos, and then you said, "Nah, not gonna happen.
Not for me.
I'm gonna go to sleep."
I was like, I need to start eating healthier because and no fault of my family's, but it's just so much easier when like the kids are like, man, we really want to go get like fast food, and I'm like, yeah, I guess that would be easier. Like, and then like I have the worst sweet tooth ever, so if there is any sort of like candy or anything in my house, I'm just like, every time I walk past it, I'm like grabbing a piece, you know, all these things. So I was like, I'll just like not have candy around, and I'll like not and then of course like within a week my wife sends me a whole box full of candy, which I love her. Like this is awesome. Like she like dressed up the box so it looked all like Halloweenish and stuff, so a bunch of trick or treats in there. But yeah, it's just like yeah, I'm gonna eat healthy. I'll meal prep. I'll do meal prep. And I did that for the first week, and then after like 4 days of like chicken, rice, and vegetables, I was like, I need to meal prep better than this. Like this is I need better foods. But yeah, I get what you're saying about like you start into it, you're feeling so motivated to you know, like make the most of the time, and then by like 2 weeks in, you're like just sitting on the couch playing MLB The Show. Just
I should get up and do something, but I've got 2 more innings and then and 3 more games in the series.
Yeah, I mean, I'm starting my path to the show with my custom character. I gotta do good at training camp so I can make it to a good team. Oh, I've never owned a PlayStation and don't even know which buttons are triangles. So when I'm trying to throw from shortstop to first base, I completely bungle that, and now I'm a minor league pitcher for the Yard Goats. You know, normal stuff.
Just the normal stuff. That's the thing that whenever I play the show, which is very rarely because I don't want to play the show. Baseball games are not interesting to me.
He says as he has the World Series on another screen.
I said baseball games.
Anytime he looks away, it's because he's looking at the Dodgers. Just so everybody knows.
Down right there.
Oh, okay. It's right below me.
Yeah, that way
you can look at it and it looks like you're looking at the screen, but you're just looking at the Dodgers.
Yeah. Like right now I'm looking at you, Travis, but Shohei Ohtani is up to bat. So I can see. Oh, another ball. There's another ball. Anyways,
wide and outside.
What I don't like about it. Oh no, sorry. And the video games have not appealed to me, except Baseball Wars. But the last time I played the show was with Matt Sizemore, and I just don't know how to play the outfield. And I know which base to throw it to, but my brain thinks, this way, my finger does something different, completely different. And the same thing with running. Like when I do bat and then I'm on base, I'm like, okay, I know I should steal right. Okay, because no, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. Oh no, oh now all of them are running. What the fuck?
I did that. I did that in like my third game, where I was playing it and I was like rounding second. And I was like, oh no, I solid double. I'll stop here at second. What? Why is he trying to go to third? Oh no, why? Now he's in a pickle. Like what's going on? Oh, he got tagged, and it's like minus points for bad decision making. And I was like, it's not bad decision making. I just don't know what the controls are for this game.
I just got some really bad hand-eye coordination when it comes to baseball.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all. That's all.
But yeah, so I mean, I'm settling into a new normal for a few months, and then learning all kinds of cool stuff at work and doing fun things there, and being in a new place is always interesting because you get to kind of go explore a little bit and see, what the cool new stuff around is. Mostly that's just been card and game stores for me, but yeah, I've found several. Yeah,
that's really cool. And you're topping all of the tournaments out there, right?
I don't know about all that. So it is
coming in top 10 for each one of them you've been in.
Yeah. Well, so it is the month of set championships or store championships, depending on who you talk to. This is where towards the end of each Lorcana set, they have promotional cards at local game stores. If they have a regular competitive scene there, you can get exclusive promo cards, and the top two players get exclusive play mats for winning in this tournament. Never done particularly well in these tournaments. Back in Oklahoma, I'm usually about middle of the pack in both of the ones that I'd played in. I played in one earlier in the month, and again was kind of middle of the road out of the almost 30 people that played. So I thought, all right, coming out here, let's see what the scene is. Let's see how competitive it is. And the first store I went to, I had to drive close to an hour to get there. And I show up, I'm ready to play. And they're like, well, we've got 6 people and the minimum is 8. So we may not be able to start this tournament. And I was like, oh, like top 8 gets prizes. So like normally I'm competing to get into the top 8 so I can get the promo card. And I was like, if 8 people show up, we just auto win. Like if we're basically just playing for the play mats. And they had like a Facebook group for that community, and they're like messaging all these people like, we need 2 people to come right now and come play in this tournament. I think we started close to an hour late, but 2 people did show up. We ended up playing. I was like middle of the pack in that tournament as well, but because it was best of it, like the top 8, and I was in the 8 of 8, I think I got 6th or something. Yeah, I got the promo card and I was like, yay, I got the thing. Like, my son was super excited, but I was kind of like not excited about it because I was, it was like default. I didn't earn it. Right.
Yeah.
So then a couple days later, I went back for their normal league tournament, which was almost all the same people. There was again 8 people participating, and I got second in that one. So I was like, all right, if this had been 2 days earlier, I would have won a playmat. Weird. All right, I played this. I played the mostly same deck. I did make some changes to my deck. I don't know if that was a difference maker or not, but I also played completely different people, like in the 3 rounds.
I don't know if that made a difference.
But one of the people I played got second in the tournament on Sunday or Saturday, and I beat him in the first round. So it's just, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird how these things go. So anyway, This last weekend, I went to a store. I think there were 18 people total. Like very competitive, like store. Like everybody there was very much like serious about playing Lorcana, and I do my scoping out, right? When I check out these stores, I like check out their Facebook pages or their Instagram pages, see like what's the general vibe, like does it look really creepy, like I shouldn't go there alone or something. And
Is it clean?
yeah,
Are there
yeah.
are there transients hanging out in the store? There's like cots and stuff with, and like there's somebody giving slop out. They're like, yeah, at food kitchen.
There's a picture of just books on fire in the background or something. I don't know. So, which oddly enough, I went to a store on Sunday that was pretty close by, and they were advertising that they had Lorcana on Sundays, and I go in there and I walk in again, don't know anybody, don't know the scene at all, and this one guy just kind of looks at me like, who are you and why are you here? And I was like, you got Lorcana going on Sundays? He's like, oh yeah, we have that listed, but no one ever shows up. So I was like, okay, see ya. And I was like, it was in kind of a dicey part of town, so I was just like, yeah, I'm not upset by this news. So anyway, the tournament I went and played in, I had been looking on their Instagram page, and they post like the winners of all of their regular tournaments and stuff. They like take pictures of like the top 2 or whatever like that.
Yeah, it's like it's at those food challenge places where they're like, I ate 50 pounds of brisket.
Yeah, here's a bumper sticker,
right,
and an ambulance to the nearest emergency room,
and a playmat.
yeah, exactly. But anyway, so the same guy was like in the top 2 or the winner of their tournaments like over and over and over again. I just saw this guy over and over, and sure enough, out of the 18 people randomly paired against that one guy that I saw in all the Instagram posts that like won all of their tournaments, that was the first guy I played, and yeah, he beat me. Like that happened, which is fine. But then I had some better games and ended up officially 8th place, going in and made it into the top 8 officially by like earning a spot. And then played my first top 8 match and lost. And I ended up getting 7th overall in the tournament. Got a second promo card. But that one I felt better about because I actually like earned it. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so there you go. That's the Lorcana update. New set comes out in 2 weeks, and I'll be insufferable once again.
Can't wait to welcome back everybody to Apathetic Enthusiasm,
where Travis talks about Lorcana for 20 minutes.
Half of the episode is Travis's Lorcana experiences.
You asked me what I've been doing. That's meal prep and Lorcana. That's it.
No, I'm happy for it. I'm happy for you that you have found a thing that can keep you occupied, and keep you busy. The thing we're talking about with this, it's the melancholy of I should be doing something, but there's nothing. I gotta get up. I gotta change my underwear. I gotta go out on the town. Like, damn it.
Well, I'll say this is
I'll just watch the Penguin.
Like a few months ago when I went to that class and I was gone for like 6 weeks away from home. I mean, I had people that were in school with me, and I'd go and hang out with classmates occasionally, but there was still plenty of time where like I would spend a whole Saturday and like not really even leave my hotel room. I just watching TV or like do laundry, like normal stuff like that, but just like kind of like hanging around. And I think that experience really for me made me more intentional with this experience, to be like, I need to create things for myself that force me to leave the confines of my room, because otherwise it's just going to feel longer. It's going to feel lonelier and all those things. So going to the gym like at least 5 times a week is, yes, it's a thing that I want to get in better shape, and I want to feel healthier and all of those things. But at the same time, it's like, that's a whole hour where I'm not in my room, where I can, when I'm at home, it's one of those things where I'm at work all day, and then I have like a 40-minute commute. So then by the time I get home, like the idea of adding an hour onto that to like go to the gym is like that's taking time away from my family. That's
Thing,
yeah.
you know?
But here it's like that's an opportunity to not sit on the couch and stare at TV or something. So yeah.
So, Travis, how much weight have you lost?
I have no idea. I have not stepped on a scale the whole time I've been here.
Oh, so you're not gathering your KPIs, your key performance indicators.
uh, I would not say I'm not measuring data.
Okay.
In terms of just capturing how many reps and how much weight for each rep I'm doing in a given session, in a very highly technical notes app sort of way. I just have a note on my phone. I came out with a workout plan in possibly the nerdiest way possible. Did I tell you about this before?
Yeah. Chat GPT.
Oh yeah, that's right. We talked about it in the post show that I never posted because the audio is so bad. So I use ChatGPT to create like a 5-day workout plan, and then I'm just doing as much weight as I can that feels comfortable for the number of reps I can do, which feels really low at times because there's just certain muscles I never use. But you know what? That's fine, and that's. For the audio listeners, Brandon pointed to his brain in an attempted insult towards Travis. I'm not insulted, Brandon. I use my brain all the time. I got 7th place in a Lorcana tournament.
Damn it.
But yeah, no, I'm just kind of keeping track of how much weight I'm able to do so that I can know a week later when I go back to do that again. What I did before and make sure that I don't know. I don't want to be checking like a scale every day because that feels like I'll get frustrated. And I also know that I'm not necessarily trying to lose weight as much as I would like to lose fat and reorganize the weight. So if I gain muscle, great. That's not necessarily going to translate into huge changes on a scale. But I'm doing a bunch of cardio and stuff too. So,
well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. So you've lost about 20 pounds is what you're
you're that's what I said. 20 pounds in 2 weeks. Safe and effective weight loss.
Your meal prepping is just you not eating.
I haven't eaten anything in 2 weeks.
Yeah, you're looking a little peckish.
Well, what about you, Brandon? What have you been up to? It's been 10 weeks. We've done nothing but talk about Rick and Morty the anime, and then talk to each other on post shows behind a paywall. What's been keeping you busy?
Yeah, I've been doing some stuff. I went to the No Effects the last 3 shows of No Effects ever supposedly. Super interesting, super fun. It was super fun. I have a bruise still that won't go away. Well, it's not the bruise is not there, but the scar tissue from whatever I hit in the pit is still there. But that was really cool. Bought way too much in merchandise and
yeah, you did.
Yeah, so I did that. But guess what, Travis? My office is pretty small. I didn't have any place to put it, but I have a garage. And one of the things I did was free dump day over in my city. I cleaned out the garage. I borrowed my dad's truck, took a bunch of shit to the dump so I could start preparing my garage to be like another little hangout living space. And then when I realized, like, okay, how do I drywall? Do I know anybody? Will anybody drywall for me? Like, well, let me see if I can figure out how to drywall stuff. And so I rearranged my garage a little bit. I went to Lowe's.com, ordered 6 sheets of a drywall, and yesterday I figured out how to drywall at least part of my wall, and then I decorated that part. And so I haven't shown you the picture.
Did you just put raw drywall up and then just put stuff up on the wall, like just on the raw drywall? Like you didn't like paint it or prime it or like anything?
Yeah. Well, because it's not going to be there long term. Because what I want to do is I want to make my garage soundproof as well, so I can move my drums and I can move all my instruments in there. That way, it could be a jam space. That's really what I wanted.
Okay.
What I wanted.
All right.
So I know that I'm going to take that drywall down at some point in time to insulate it. So that's why I'm not painting it or doing any mud or anything like that.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. How does it get pretty hot in that car hold?
It does. Yeah. So I had this thought earlier today. Actually, I have a standing AC unit, and there is a vent that I figure what I can do is make a little chute, attach it to the vent,
Okay.
and then drywall around it, and
you could just get some what do they call that? I mean,
ducks.
Some ducks. You could just get some ducks pointed
Quack, quack,
straight at your crotch while you're drumming, so that it keeps it cool.
Yeah, heck yeah. So I did that. That was cool. I'm glad I did that.
Trying to pull up your picture here. Let me see here. Oh my!
Yeah.
Look at this fine craftsmanship. Oh my goodness.
For the audio listener, Travis isn't looking or showing it on camera. He's actually looking at it on his phone.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm
not gonna share this. No. Also, I look so short in our video because I'm sitting in this like weird chair. So I'm like not in frame of the camera. Let's see if we can do this a little bit.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
Hey, look at that. Okay.
Let's see.
Pay no attention to the fact that the background didn't move. That's not important.
You already mentioned baseball. As you know,
baseball.
A couple other things I've been up to recently. Rounding the bases brought rounding the bases back for just a World Series of specials.
Mm-hmm.
And right now the Yankees are playing against the Dodgers, first time since 1981.
Two underdogs that have never really seen success in the majors, but finally, pulled up from their bootstraps against all adversity and piles of money. Yeah. So happy for you, Brandon. Not at all bitter or jealous. Anyway.
Yeah, Will Smith is up to bat right now. And there's three runs on base.
Maybe he'll slap it out of there.
Get your ball out my stadium. So anyway, rounding the bases, Robbie and Matt. I was like, hey, let's talk about Dodgers baseball. They're both Dodgers fans, and so the first episode we were going to record together, and then last minute, Matt was like, oh, I can't do it, and Robbie and I
you asked for it.
So we're like, I'm not doing this now. We're gonna do it now. So the first episode is just me and Robbie talking to each other. We talked about Killers of the Flower Moon, for a long time.
Typical baseball podcast type stuff.
Yeah. And then last night, we actually got Matt to record. So there is going to be a new Rounding the Bases with Matt and Robbie where I don't talk nearly as much. That'll be coming. So that was cool. But the whole thing with the Rounding the Bases and me wanting to bring it back just for the World Series was how did it I'm in LA. I'm in LA and all my friends like the Dodgers, and I was tracking that they had just beaten the Padres, right?
Yeah, that's weird. Wonder. Anyway, let's move on.
They just beaten the Padres, and they're gonna start playing the Mets, right?
Yeah.
So, local Dodger stadiums out here, pretty local to me.
Pretty local in Los Angeles. And
so one day after work, definitely after work, and not in the middle of the work day.
Yeah.
For PTO, we were like, let's go to a Dodgers game. And I was like, Chelsea wouldn't want me to go to a Dodgers game. I just went to no effects. She stop YOLOing is what she says. And they're like, Come on, Brandon.
Stop YOLOing.
Yeah.
Kudos, Chelsea.
Come on, Brandon. Like, fuck it. All right, let's go. So went to the Dodgers game. It was sunny. It was warm. Our seats were in the outfield. They were just like, bright in the sun. And I was like, man, I didn't prepare for this. I need a hat. So what I did, and I think this is game 2 of the Mets. Went to the team store to get a Dodgers hat so I could sit in the sun and drink beer. I'm waiting in the line. The line's super long, and like, okay, I'm like kind of in the middle. It's backing up behind me. The front of the line's not moving whatsoever. Somebody, one of the cashiers, whatever, comes out and like, our system's down. Actually, it's been down for about a half an hour. We don't know when it's going to come back up, but you can wait if you want, but we just don't know when it's going to come back up. Okay. So I'm waiting, and I see people like, F this, and they get out of the line. I'm getting closer to the front. They get out of line. Eventually, I'm at the very front, and I'm like, well, it's already been 40 minutes. I'm not getting out of this fucking line now. I am gonna wait here until I get a damn hat. And then so I texted Jeff. I said, "Hey, bring me a beer. Bring me a beer." And then Jeff hung out with me at the front of the line, and we drank beer there. I could see the game. It was on all the TVs around there.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, YOLO.
So by the end of the 6th inning, the line, they finally opened it up there. Okay, I went in, got my hat. Jeff got some merchandise, and then the system went down again. We left, and it was shady by the time I got to sit down in those seats.
The sun had gone down, and the moon had come up. Long ago, someone had left with
the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Which everyone knows is the trophy you get for winning Major League Baseball.
Yep. And the batter award, the Heisman. Yeah, we lost that game. What I think it was, and this is what we figured out about the Dodgers losing games, is if I'm not watching or paying attention, that's when the Dodgers lose. That's what we figured out, because I was
really?
waiting.
Really?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's a lot of pressure, Brandon.
No, it is.
The fact that you had to watch all of those games all season for them to even make the postseason. It's it's just your burden to bear.
Just the postseason curse that I have.
Well, I'm glad you're able to watch them now as we record, so that the last game I watched was actually a Dodgers game. It was the one where they eliminated the Padres, and that was the last baseball game I watched. I officially moved on from baseball, other than just commenting "boo" every time you mention the Dodgers in our chat. That's pretty much. I've squarely moved on to the basketball season, in which the Oklahoma City Thunder currently 3-0, starting the season, and one of only
at the Lakers right now, right?
They're higher than the Lakers in the power rankings right now. Yeah,
because the Lakers 4-0, weren't they?
I don't know. Well,
4 is higher than 3.
Yeah, but it's just because you've played more doesn't mean you're a better team. That just means the schedule looks different. Here's the important statistic to note is the Thunder are one of only like 8 teams that have won their first 3 games by 15 points or more. And if they win their 4th game by 15 points, then they're like one of like 2 teams, I think, in history to have ever done that. So, yeah.
What was the other team to do that? The Celtics?
I don't know. I stopped reading and went back to work.
The Lakers?
Well, let's just talk about LA sports the whole time.
That's yeah. Other than football, I've got the Dolphins. The Dolphins that are sucking a butt. So
I don't love the fact that I have to that I am now technically a fan of an LA sports team in the Los Angeles Chargers, and they have to like be proud of the other LA sports teams so that like when the Dodgers do well, the Chargers social media is like, congrats to our fellow Los Angeles team, the LA Dodgers. And I'm like, they just beat the Padres. How dare you? How dare you? Know your roots. Know where you come from, Chargers. So anyway,
San Diego Chargers of Los Angeles.
yeah, pretty much.
That's what. Anyway.
There's an important holiday coming up this week.
Right.
It is, of course, spoopy season. We were so busy watching our favorite anime, Rick and Morty, the anime, that we didn't really get a chance to talk too much about scary movies or things like that. Like, I don't know, what are you? Have you been I don't know, getting in the spirit, so to speak, with some Halloween horrors?
We haven't been getting into the spirit as much this year. We did watch some Joe Bob this last Friday while the Dodgers were playing in the World Series, and they got that history making grand slam, walk-off grand slam. So just I wanted to mention that real quick. By the way, my friend Justin was seeing ELO that night, and when that happened, everybody at the concert for the opening band was just chanting Dodgers, Dodgers, Dodgers. Poor Rooney. Anyways, Late Night with the Devil. We watched that movie with Das Malchian. I don't know if you've seen it or heard about it.
I think basically, I think you do. You know that I haven't seen it or heard about it.
Well, no, I don't know if you have heard about it. I know you haven't seen it.
What's it called?
Late Night with the Devil.
Late Night with the Devil.
Yeah. So it is a very, very good movie. The plot of it is it takes place in like the 70s during the height of Johnny Carson, 70s, 80s, and Das Malchian is a late night TV host who is like suffering in the ratings, and this is his last chance to really make a dent in Johnny Carson, and so he tries to talk to a little girl who's possessed by a demon. And what's really cool about the movie is it's all shot like a late night talk show. It feels exactly like that for a lot of it.
Yeah.
There is like every once in a while like documentary kind of behind the scenes things, but it's just really well done. And Das Malchian is fantastic in it. So I recommend it. I recommend it because it's not super gory or super creepy. Well, no,
Yeah.
it is. It's good.
Okay. Yeah, I will be not participating in my traditional Halloween traditions of, slogging around my neighborhood while my kids get free candy, that I will eventually take a dad tax from. So I figure, I guess the best alternative for me is to watch some sort of spoopy movie, but I'm not like super into horror, so I was like, I gotta find like that sweet spot of like, I don't know,
just do Treehouse of Horrors, just watch the first
that's
six.
That's kind of a great idea, actually.
Watch the first 7, 8 Treehouse of Horrors. What I'd also recommend is there was a Treehouse of Horror last year or the year before that was really, really good. It felt like
it was a couple of years ago. You the one with like the 3D like VR type space or something. I feel like you messaged me about that one. Yeah,
it was a return to form. They did like a Babadook episode or not episode. Well, was that an entire episode? No, they did a Stephen King's It entire episode. Okay. But they did a segment of like the Babadook for Treehouse of Horror. It was really good, and I do highly recommend it.
Okay, Treehouse of Horrors. That's a good. That's right up my alley. Actually, that'd be good for me. Yeah.
And I know you have Disney Plus, so
it's true. I do. I did start Agatha All Along. Right after I got here, I got about 4 or 5 episodes in. So I'll probably just, you know, roll through the rest of that.
How how is that? Because I feel like I want to watch it, but every time I sit down, I'm like, I don't want to watch it right now.
It's far more musical than I had expected.
Oh,
There's a song that's kind of a reoccurring theme throughout, and is kind of tied into the whole theme of the series. There are a few mysteries that I have some. I mean, obviously, this has all been revealed for people that have actually watched the series, but I've avoided spoilers for the most part on what, but I have an idea of who certain characters might be. So I'm curious to like kind of finish it just to see if that ends up being the case. It's all right, but again, like I think Marvel is kind of in a weird spot right now where like I don't know if it's an oversaturation of content or it's just like the newness is worn off, and so a lot of these things that are coming out, it's just like, yeah, I mean, it's good, but
yeah.
it's not like everybody stop what you're doing because we're gonna have a conversation about this show for. I mean, WandaVision was kind of one of those things that really surprised people with how good it was, and not everything is held up to that standard, I don't think.
Yeah. The show I've been watching on my own is Uzumaki a little bit, but um, and there's only 4 episodes of that. So the I fell asleep to the 4th episode last night. I kept waking up, and be like, "What the fuck is going on?" Close my eyes. We'll open them. What the fuck is going on? Close my eyes. Uh, but no, the Penguin. The Penguin is
Yeah.
6 episodes in. I don't know if have you watched any?
Not
Have
a
you?
single second of it, but it's been highly recommended to me, and it's something that I think I might just when I have some downtime. I'm kind of waiting for like a long weekend or something where my schedule's thrown off and I just have a bunch of time to just be like, let's binge watch a series. I didn't do that this weekend because obviously the Disney Lorcana Challenge in Seattle, Washington was live streaming, so I was watching a lot of Lorcana content. I mean, obviously you don't want to miss that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so maybe next weekend. Maybe next weekend I'll start the Penguin.
Uh, this week was the 6th episode. It is really super good, man.
Yeah.
Kristen Milioti, Christina. I apologize. I know you're a fan of the show, and I just butchered your name, but she's fantastic as the Falcone daughter, um, Sophia Falcone. She's really good. Of course, our favorite Irish guy as the Penguin. He's does a phenomenal job, and he's in that suit nonstop, and he emotes so well. He is just, dude, it is a
Colin
good.
Farrell is a good actor. Like yeah, he gets a bunch of guff, but Kristen Milioti,
Kristen Milioti.
there's 3 eyes in there.
Oh, Milioti.
Milioti.
Okay, so I kind of had it right the first time.
Yeah.
Kristen Milioti. Okay,
Kristen.
Milioti.
Yeah. I've heard very good things about the Penguin. I definitely need to check it out. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think the only other thing I've been doing, I was playing Brotato. I was playing Brotato a lot, which is another one of those auto shooter type of games. I beat that.
I just looked it up and I just see this little, like, he looks like an egg with 2
Yeah.
guns and a bandana.
Yeah, those types of games are really good when I'm like, I don't know what else I want to do. Let me just do an auto shooter, and like
Yeah.
turn my brain off.
It's weird because like now that I'm not here with my family, I feel like I have guilt-free time to play video games where like there's if I've fed and cleaned myself and all of the things are done, like, yep, I could just turn on that PlayStation and burn 6 hours doing whatever I want. And then I'm like, I'm still wrestling with that like feeling of like that's a waste of time. So like as much as I literally put off playing Star Wars Outlaws as much as I wanted to, because I was like, nope, I'll do that when I'm not with my family, so that I can not feel bad about it.
Yeah.
And then like I've only played it for a couple hours like since being here, because I was like, I don't know, do I want to start it up? Because I feel like once I do, I'm gonna get sucked in.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Another game that I played, I actually bought New World Eternum. It was a uh, Amazon. It was like the Amazon original game. I think it came out for PC originally, but then they were doing it for Xbox and stuff now. So I was like, it's an MMO, but it has a single player element to it, so it's not too bad.
Okay.
But I've been enjoying it well enough. Kill some time here and there, do some crafting, chop down some trees, harvest some stone.
Yeah, I think I'll bounce back and forth. Oddly enough, like the only reason I downloaded MLB The Show is because it was one of like the free games on my PlayStation Premium or whatever. And I was like, that's like, I don't typically like watching baseball on TV. I like going to baseball games, but like playing a baseball game, like that's like the right level of casual enough to where I'm like, yeah, I'll just throw some pitches. I'll take some at bats.
Yeah.
Occasionally have to field something and play one game, maybe two, and then I'm out. Like no big deal. I just quick and easy 5-minute adventure. Next thing you know, I'm doing face scans so I can create my custom character for my road to the show, and all that. So, but it's one of those things that like I can casually jump into, and plus it was free, so I was like, whatever, I'll just play that for a little bit.
Yeah.
I know tons of people are playing the college football game still, the NCAA. It's somewhat appealing. I don't see myself buying a Madden game necessarily.
Right.
So this is fine.
I've been playing the NCAA college football.
Yeah.
And been playing with we're doing the dynasty mode. So I'm playing with Sizemore and one of his coworkers.
Okay.
And so it's interesting because I think for football games where I'm like, I get it, and I focus so much on it for so long that I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. I burnt myself out on it. But with the dynasty, like you go in there, you play your game. We also do recruiting, and then you're done. And now it's like, okay, come on, Matt. Come on, Tyler. Please advance. Please play your game so I can play again.
Oh yeah, yeah. When you're dependent on other people to do their progression, that's tough. Yeah.
But it kind of helps the absence makes the heart grow fonder type thing. The absence of being able to play makes me want to play it more.
That's fair. That's a good point. Yeah.
So it's kind of helped me like look forward to logging on to the Xbox, getting into the EA, logging in and be like, okay, did we advance? Or just texting Matt and saying, advance, please advance. Please play your fucking game.
You're just at the point now where you just type ADV and hit send, and that's just like you're just pinging him like, I don't care that you're at your job. Call in sick. I need to advance.
Hurry the F up. But yeah, those are the kind of things that we've been up to. What have you all been up to? Please send us a tweet over on X.
Obviously, like one other thing is looming in our nation, so to speak. We are like 8 days as of this recording from a national election. I'm pretty I'm watching a lot of coverage, which isn't probably good for my mental health. But I am. I'm trying to remember. You did a live stream for the last presidential election, right? Is that correct?
Night of election night of the living dead. Yeah.
Is that something that you intend on doing again?
I mean, it should be something I intend to do again. It should be something I do again. It's not that hard to set up. I just got to spend a little bit of time working on it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna need distractions.
Okay.
I may go out that night and play Lorcana if there's a a tournament happening, because Tuesdays there's tournaments that I'm finding the spots.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see when I get back. Maybe I can guest spot for a few minutes or something if you'll have me.
Yeah, of course.
Just to not be sitting there staring at the big map, waiting for the returns to come in.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'll work on it this weekend. Put something together, and then we'll do that. Put that go over on our YouTube and do some election night of the living dead coverage.
Yeah. In the public domain.
I love me some public domain films. Right on. Yeah.
Yeah. That's also my wife's birthday. I should probably call her that day.
Yeah. I also have a therapy appointment that day. So which my therapist both likes the Yankees and not the Dodgers, and he is not going to vote for Kamala.
All right, everybody, that's our show. I mean, you may want to. Anyway, that's post show content.
All right. He says, who cares what the Puerto Ricans in that trash island say? That's
all comments of apathetic enthusiasm are not necessarily the comments of.
Did you see that comedian that said that stuff?
Yes, I did. Yeah, that was Tony. What's his name from Kill Tony? A competitor podcast. We're just slightly different in our download numbers. Yeah.
Just slightly.
But yeah, I mean, he is a roast type comic, right? Like he frequents those types of roast shows. I mean, very popular podcaster and a comedian, and I think it's interesting. Comedians stand up. I've watched a lot of stand up comedy. I've watched a lot of like commentary about stand up comedy. And I think I just saw a video the other day where John Mulaney was talking about how, I think John Mulaney was referencing Nate Bargatze talking about how comedy in the wrong context just sounds like a mean speech, right? Because like it's just a bunch of people up there hating on different groups of people or making fun of businesses or other things that people enjoy. But it's all to get a laugh, right? And a lot of comedians feel like no topic is off, or not allowed if it's going to get a laugh, right? And that's how a lot of comedians feel. I think the context when people don't know what to expect, or if you're performing in the wrong environment, suddenly you can't get away with that, right? Like if you're giving a speech at a school for underprivileged kids, like maybe you shouldn't do your blue material, right? If you're, doing a benefit for, people that are, homeless or something, like maybe alter your joke choices a little bit. And if you're at a gigantic political rally in New York City at Madison Square Garden that is going to be covered by all of the media, I don't know, maybe say different things. I will say, people that have never heard of this comedian before know who he is now.
Yeah.
So, again, don't agree with anything he said, or even the fact that he was there. But people certainly are talking about him today. So for people that subscribe to the no bad publicity set of beliefs, he's probably not too upset about it, honestly. And he's not the one running for president. So
yeah, I think that's the key right there, right?
Yeah.
For him, he got publicity on the world stage, and now people who didn't know who he was now know who he is. But he's not running for president. He has nothing to lose. He only had everything to gain by being there. But the Vance and Trump campaign, they have stuff to lose by insulting Latinos and Puerto Ricans. I saw a real quick Jesselnick video where he's talking about, and Jesselnick, one of those comedians that is known for being biting and
it's really shocking and willing to say, really off-putting things to try and get a joke.
Yeah, and the video was him saying, it's exactly what you're talking about. It's the context. It's in the Comedy Store. You want people to leave with a laugh. If you that's what makes it art. If people are leaving with a laugh, that's what you want. And this guy was not leaving people with a laugh.
And he wasn't getting laughs for, like, some people might have been laughing, but there was a lot of people there that were like, he wasn't killing, like in terms of using comedian type terms, like some of that stuff was bombing a little bit. Like
the best joke he had was, look, I don't usually follow the national anthem. Like, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
But also you just insulted Puerto Rican.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. That's one more week.
That's apathetic.
One more week, guys.
Political cast.
That's actually, we're gonna start our spin-off podcast where we just really dig into the deep political commentary of the day. Our guests will be no, we're not doing that. That's not what we do here. That's what we say for the podcast post show over at patreon.com/apatheticenthusiasm, which we are about to go record right now. So if you want to see the post show, head over to our Patreon. You can sign up and get access to all the post shows right away. So Brandon, thank you for doing this episode with me. It's nice to have no pre-planned topics or anything that we have to do, and just kind of chat about things. So let's do it some more in the post show. And until next time, I'm Travis.
I'm Brandon. See you guys later.
Bye.